Okay, so in a sports card convention, there is a company that comes around and judges or grades all the cards for what they're worth, right? You can't just leave them without a value. So, what is needed on the international market is the exact same thing as, for example, a company called Beckett, which does the grading of cards. You're creating a corporation that does that um, in in, a, in in alignment with the international debt clock. So it's judging the entire international debt clock and then giving you a grading on what everything is exactly worth in the international realm of selling things. So that is needed the most today, and the reason why is because people are shortchanging themselves. They have no idea how much things are even worth on an international market because they're not researched on what a international debt clock is, not even the actual stock exchange itself. So they just sit there and they don't research what the right things. So they will end. What's happening right now is people are people are selling things without even knowing at all. It's just blind, right? Blind selling everything. You can't do that on an international market and not get totally destroyed by debt because you're not understanding what things are actually worth. Actually worth a lot more than likely a lot more. So I mean, not more than likely, most certainly. Way more. So what is a house worth? Well, what is not understood about is what you're trying to do in capitalism is sustain the actual people within the world, right? Which is called, every person is called a trust. Your physical state is called a trust that is collateralized against debt. That's what you're banking on with capitalism. You're not banking on housing and how many houses you have, right? You're banking on, are you able to sustain and survive in the world? That is how capitalism works, right? You don't just pretend like you think you understand how the game works when you're not even researched at all and even how it works. There's a literal method to it. So we have to create a grading system. There is no grading system. It's just blind selling everywhere. It's like people have no relationship to understanding what they're even supposed to sell things at all. So that's another video.